Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to do a braid with bangs all the way back into a ponytail. This is really desirable for a lot of girls who have bangs, especially short ones like this, because whenever they put their hair into a ponytail, they always fly down and then get into your face. So using a braid to braid it all the way back into the ponytail is a good way to keep all of the bangs stationary while you're working, running errands, doing anything really. Okay, so the first thing you do is you're going to make a crease from the top of the forehead to the scalp. It's gonna look like a triangle, make it diagonal. I usually try and line up the crease with the arch of her eyebrow, and then you pull it all the way back to the scalp, or wherever the part is on your model's head. And then with this, you're gonna do just like you would with any other braid, you're gonna start with 3 strands. So I always break it up that way, and then I hold it in one hand like this. Okay, so then just like with any other braid, you go right over the middle, and then left over the middle. Just like that, and I'm gonna adjust my hands, and I'm probably gonna have to stand up to do it. Okay, so we did right over the middle, and then left over the middle. So now, the middle piece, originally, is the right piece. So whenever you take that over the middle, you're going to add hair with it, just like that. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So now we still have our 3 pieces. We have a left, a middle, and a right. So you're gonna take the left over the middle, like this, and then you're gonna add hair from the scalp all the way over to the braid. And then you're gonna add it on top, just like that. And then I always, after every time I add hair, I make sure all my strands are like good and ready to be held. And then you just keep repeating that process. So then you take the right over the middle, and then you add hair. I usually add about, as you can see, about a ½ inch of hair each time. If you have somebody who has super, super thick hair, I would recommend adding really, really thin pieces, probably like ¼ inch, maybe even smaller. If you have somebody with really thin hair, adding more, maybe like 1 inch at a time. So then you repeat that process all the way as far as you want the braid to go. Usually, I try to follow the model's head and I take it to the side. That way, whenever you're looking at her from the side, you can see the braid that you've done. So left over the middle, add the hair, straighten out your pieces, right over the middle, add your hair, straighten out the pieces. Okay, so this is where a lot of people usually tend to mess up. They want to keep adding hair on both sides, but then whenever you pull it back into a full ponytail, you end up with this bump right here. As somebody who taught herself how to do braids through tutorials whenever she was in like 7th grade, you learn to always stop adding hair from your left side quicker than you do from your right side. That will allow all of this hair to lay back straight in her ponytail rather than bumping up with the braid like that, and I'll show you that at the end. So I added my left strand into the middle, and I'm not going to add any hair this time, but I'm going to do everything the same on the other side. So we add the right over the middle, and then you add hair. And then again, left over the middle, and I'm not going to add any hair. And then right over the middle, but I'm going to add hair. I do this process, also it depends on how high you want a ponytail, but if you want about a mid-length ponytail, I do this process until I get to hair that is right above her ear. So I'm going to do one more braid. All the way across. And remember, whenever you pull hair, you always pull the hair all the way up until the braid, and then you take the chunk out. And you straighten out your pieces. If you have somebody who has layers or super, super chopped bangs, you want to be able to hold the pieces as close to the ends of the braid as possible. That way you can get all the hair in there. And like I said, after I'm done adding the hair next to the ear, I just braid all the way down until about the place I'm going to put the ponytail. So this is about the middle of her head. As you can see, there's no bump even whenever I pull it all the way back. So I'm going to tie this off with a little rubber band. You can get these from like anywhere. Basically, I get mine from Dollar General, and it comes in like a package of 500 of them for $1. So they work really well. Can't really see them, and they're rubber, so they stick in your hair pretty well. Okay, so then after that, the rest of it is basically how you want your braid to look. I know a lot of girls usually tend to pull the braid out from both sides at the same time in order to give it a little bit more volume. So that's what I'm going to do here. But again, if you have somebody with super choppy layers, you want to be careful how hard you pull because you don't want all of them to come out. Another thing I usually do with girls is I pull out some bangs, that way it can frame her face, and that way she doesn't look like she's bald from the front angle. And then you just pull up your ponytail like regular. And I do this without touching the braid at first because I want my ponytail to be just as normal as I would at any other day. And then you just add your braid in there where it would lie. Don't try and force the braid to lie somewhere it doesn't want to. And then you tie it off with a regular ponytail. Can you lay your head down? And then this is another choice. You can either leave the ponytail like this, or I usually take mine out all the way. And yes, your braid will stay intact even if you take this little rubber band out because it's tied off with the regular regular ponytail. And then it just looks like a regular ponytail at the end of the day. So that's how you do a French braid with your bangs to keep them back whenever you're at school, running errands, going to work, babysitting, doing whatever. That way you don't have to always keep pushing your bangs back out of your head. Thanks for watching.